I tell ya, the second I get things ready to stream, Ollie pulls the HDMI cable out of the camera and about knocks over the camera and the light, so the stream cut out there for a sec. So now he's grounded and he's in his kennel back there because he can't be trusted apparently, because he has exactly one brain cell that Callie and him share and pass back and forth. So anyways, welcome to day 2 of Music Vacation, everybody. So yeah, I posted a video yesterday, taking a break for the next couple weeks. Long and short of it, today is day 2, and the goal is just to kind of work on music every day because I want to make some new music stuff. Yes, this counts as a break. Basically, the break being I'm not doing like fucking work stuff because I am exhausted of that and trying to do YouTube on top of it. So this is my break, is making music. Like actually making, you know, my music, which is great. I'm really looking forward to it. Yesterday I got to work on a project that I'm really excited about. I'm not supposed to talk about it yet. Maybe. I don't really have like official confirmation, so I'm just going to assume I'm not supposed to say anything yet. But that's going to be super cool. So this is day 2. This is a new track I'm working on. I've already put in a little bit of time, but basically just trying to work a couple hours a day on music. And this is day 2. Already put in maybe an hour or so on this. Wanted to go for another maybe hour or so and call it. So I figured now would be a time just to show sort of my real actual workflow with like making stuff, because I get asked about that a lot, and I don't think that this would make for a particularly interesting video. Because I'm sure like a lot of you, most of my studio time is like sitting here fucking with things. So now's your chance to watch. I do have my tablet up to sort of monitor chat, but honestly, like since I'm kind of trying to work here, I hope you don't mind, but I'm probably not going to be answering questions or stuff that much. I'm not really going to be talking much. I really just want to focus on working on music. I know people tend to get really angry when I don't focus on the chat, but whatever. You know, we'll see how this stream does. I figured I may stream throughout this break as I work on stuff, but if this stream bombs and everyone hates me for it, then I won't stream. But yeah, that's the preface to this. Let's get things going again. Callie's all settled in her blankie. That's a nice blankie, princess. Ollie's grounded in his box. Let's do this. And we've hit the first fuck up. Why do I have double bitwig? That's interesting. I apparently have accessed a feature of Bitwig I didn't know existed. What? I don't understand what's happening. What did I do? Dual screen mode. How do I exit dual screen mode? Why does it think I have two screens? Okay, perhaps now would be a time for some questions or something. What's up, Sicky? What, is Sicky Beats in here? Maybe because of OBS. I don't know. Yeah, that's, I didn't even know that was a feature. How's my day going? Good so far. Musiccation has mostly turned into, like, Cameron answering emails and sitting in meetings, which is annoying, but so far so good. You know, it's been nice to work on some tunes like this. I have no idea how to exit this. You have to toggle it, but it's manual. There's a key combo. Smack the computer. Oh, Sicky Beats is here. What's up, Sicky Beats? How you doing? Sicky Beats has a great channel you can watch on YouTube. Yeah, this is my break for those tuning in. I'm working on music, as I mentioned in that video. It's not really like I'm totally not doing anything. I just wanted to take a break to, like, work on music of my own. Falcon, Dune, or Serum? Don't have Serum. Probably use Dune more than Falcon, but sort of depends. Jesus. Settings, user interface, display profile. Okay, thank you. File, settings, user interface, display profile, single display, large. Thank you, evil scientress. Okay. Would it really be a studio session if something doesn't go fucking catastrophically wrong? Thank you. Save the day. Didn't know that was a thing. Good to know. While I think this through, Sicky Beats had a good question. What are you thinking about as you listen back? So, I don't know. I always kind of try and frame my songs in sort of a... I mean, I think, it's true. I'm not... I got a comment the other day. Everyone's out here grinding, bro. You're not special. So, not that this is particularly fucking unique or insightful. But, it's all about just kind of curating that mood and that vibe and whatever. And, for me, it's like a mental image or like a conversation or something. So earlier today, I was talking to my wife, and I don't know what the fuck we were talking about, but she just said, if I ran, or if I disappeared, would you come and find me? Because we were talking about, it was like raining, and she was looking out at the woods behind our house, and she was like, if I disappeared, would you come and find me? So I don't know, I just kind of got, I don't know what that is. Like it's a phrase, but just something about thinking her saying that and the way she said it and looking out at the woods as it was like raining and stuff was just particularly interesting. I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm running through my head as I work here. I don't know that I'm going to use Vital for this. I'm just thinking like another polyrhythmic-y sequence thing. Art or pictures to me inspiration? Yeah, I mean, sometimes not much of a like artist. Sometimes I fuck about with, Mandelbulber or Blender or something. I really like some of the like Dolly Mini and things like that to come up kind of with prompts or moods or whatever. But I also like just looking at, concept art for games or whatnot. Yeah. Okay, let's try and add a sequence here. appears we've reached a bit of an impasse. Oh, Polarity. Hey, thank you, Polarity. Well, thinking we're definitely adding too much in the end with this thing. But that might be really sick in the beginning. So maybe we'll use that as kind of another pad layer or something, just to add some filler. Australian Buckaroonies. Thank you, DJ Chimera. Sweet. Seen Morphe Q. Something coming a Bitwig. The new minimal thing, Morph. Yeah, it seemed really similar to Shade, but it doesn't have the internal modulation, so I was kind of, I don't know, not really something I think I need at the moment. It seems cool, like I really like Rift, but, you know, with Morph EQ needing modulation, and Bitwig offers a ton of modulation, which is great, but like I already have Shade, and Shade already does all that. So I'm not exactly sure in my specific case what it would bring to the table, and it doesn't seem to also have all the filter types that Shade does. So seems cool, but I don't know. I haven't played with it. They sent me a license. I haven't tried it yet, though. I just haven't found a compelling reason to need that. On an iPad in the future, maybe. Just gotta, you know, have the money to buy an iPad. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, I really like the intro. I'm thinking once this kicks in, that's where things need to switch. There's something in there that's cool. What it is, I don't know yet, though. Thank you, Nathan. Ignited my creativity, long period of stagnation. Contribute more. Well, hey, I appreciate it. No worries at all. It's kind of the whole point of the channel. Because, yeah, I don't know. Like, it seems like YouTube is just like, buy this, and I got paid money to say nice things about this product. It's a review. So, I don't know. I've really been trying to keep focus on just, like, ideas or things or gear or plugins or whatever that, like, hopefully inspire you to try something. Or at the very least go like, this guy's a fucking idiot and doesn't know anything. And that's fine. Because then you can go be better. God damn. Yeah, too true. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sick of it and getting really tired of the back end because, I don't know, the bigger this channel gets, the more, like, inevitable that becomes, and it's just companies, like, throwing bullshit at me that I don't care about, and then they're weird when I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. That's not very interesting. And they're like, what? You're not going to give your first reaction, exclusive, honest impression of real thoughts about honest thoughts about honesty? I don't know. Seems like a lot of MusicTube is just a circle jerk of, here's the real truth, man. And that's annoying. Because, I don't know, it's just fucking sensationalism masquerading as honesty. Which is bullshit. But you can get their PDF to learn how to pro the pros don't want you to pro. You can sure fucking do that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost thinking, like, do we go, like, when the levee breaks sort of thing? Like, kind of that big post-rock feel. I hate hi-hat mics, though. I fucking cannot stand the sound of a direct hi-hat mic. It drives me crazy. Maybe a little delay on that too, just to make it like big and... But I don't know, yeah, like, does this get too post-rocky? Is it cool where it is? Am I probably just overthinking things? I don't know, but you can buy the book, The Mental Game of Electronic Music Producers by Jason Timothy, who is in the chat right now, Ableton Tutorials and Music Habits. You can learn to not overthink and be a fucking dumbass and actually get shit done. It's a great book. I recommend it. Yeah, I don't know. What am I after here? Yeah, just maybe make that feel a little bit more... I think that works. Let's try that. Yeah. No. That ain't it, Shrek. How about some... I know I got some breaks. Breaks. Music radar. Sample radar has like 1 million free samples you should go get. That's probably feeding into my mic, but that's okay because this is vacation. Yep. Let's try that. Like some pitch down, slowed down. Thunka thunka. You thought you had me, music. I feel like that's every session on the DAW for me, is like, I think it's from South Park. It's just that constant back and forth of fuck you, no, fuck you, fuck you. It's just me and my song telling each other to go fuck ourselves. Alright, I think a wee bit of compression, Stan. And I don't know. I'm always like, I don't know, and like timing and stuff. I like when things are slightly out of sync, because it just adds a bit more milk-iness to the groove. That's a fucking descriptor, but I don't know. Let's try that versus that. Yeah, no, that's too, I don't know. Needs more milk. That's right, Ollie. Okay. Maybe we should bring this sequence in. I haven't used this one yet. Just because this is like the big ending. It's like a 5.5 minute track. That's long enough. Let's try that. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now we cooking. If I was a South Park character, maybe Uncle Jimbo. I don't know. You got Tegrity, bruh. Tegrity weed. Yeah, this is a song for Tegrity. I think so. Psychedelic man. So now the question becomes not like what can we add, but what can we take away? I think we're cooking though. So I guess let's take kind of a once over of the arrangement and see if we're cool with things. And then maybe we'll do some questions and stuff, because I think I'm about done here. I've put in my time for the day. That's my musication. We made a track. Maybe we'll take a stab at a quick outro and that'll do it. some sort of outro there. Probably just gonna make like a little placeholder for now. Sweet. Think that works. It's an outro. Think that works for me. Some of the transitions need a bit of work, but that's no big deal. Honestly, just to smooth those out a bit, what we could do is actually just cheap our way out with a little bit of a whoopsie-doozle. Yep, something like that. That should work. So there's not such a hard cut. Yeah, good enough. Let's see. Yep, we got someone to ban. Oh no. Oh no, look at that. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. We had questions and stuff. I think we'll call it, because that's pretty solid product for music vacation day 2. I think I'm happy with that. Mix needs work, but it's not really mixing day. It's more just like writing day. I think arrangement-wise, it's good. I'm still thinking in that end section, I want something a little more, but I don't know if that gets to like Solar Fields, you know, wall of distorted guitar thing. I think it's cool. I mean, it's also like kind of quiet right now. I think I'm fine with that. I don't think it needs more. I think any more and we're just gonna, you know, confuse the point of the track, I guess. But yeah, so when my wife comes home, I really want to sample her what she said earlier of whatever it was. If I disappeared, would you come find me? And I think that'd be a really cool sample to kind of work in this track. I don't know if that's too cheesy or not, but you know, only one way to find out. The Windows error in the beat. Yeah, every time I open Decibel, it does the iLog, like, bing, 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 authorizing your software. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Huh? Drives me crazy that like it has to make that noise. I think there's a way in Windows to like tell it to shut the fuck up, but it's some like convoluted setting somewhere. What's your favorite kind of pizza? Big fan of usually pepperoni and green pepper is kind of my go-to. How long have you been making music? I mean, I've been playing instruments and stuff since I was like a fetus, basically. I've been like actively writing music, I guess, since I was maybe 12, 13, maybe somewhere in there. Ish. Somewhere in that range. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing music like in bands and stuff probably since I was like 15, 16. I'm 28 now, so it's been a minute. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing music a long time, I guess, by this point. I was doing music back when FL was Fruit Loops. Lossless version of this track. Yeah, I'm hoping that like by the end of this whole music vacation break, maybe I'll have like a new release. That would be super tight, but I'm not really going to put pressure on myself to do it. You know, maybe it's just a bunch of stuff that I make, I enjoy, and I never release. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I would like to release it, but I'm not going to force myself to, like, I don't want to attach a goal to this other than, like, I just want to work on music every day for at least a few hours, chill out, play some games, read some books and shit. And that's, like, the goal with all this. And if I get something out of it, great. If it's all a bunch of garbage, I don't fucking care. You know, just want to, like, make some music for me. Will this video be uploaded? Yes, I'll leave this one up unless people complain. Gonna keep the low end from the sub. I mean, they don't really overlap much. The bass groove is kind of a different bounce, but, you know, like I said, this isn't really mixing day. How's the vacation? I mean, it's only day 2, and it's mostly been answering emails. I've been kind of trying to use this time to catch up on that, too. And I've got 2 or 3 projects that, like, need done during this time just because clients have been really slow to get back. So it's not really a true break, but it's mostly been, like, I work a couple hours in the morning, and then the rest of the day is mine to just do whatever I want. So, like, today I just fucking watched YouTube. I read some books for a bit. That's been my day, you know. I had a couple meetings and whatever. But, yeah, and then, you know, now it's, like, the end of the day, so I'm going to go eat dinner and go to the gym, and then play some video games. So that's been kind of the plan, and I think that's going to be the rest of it is, you know, work in the mornings just because there is no escaping the work that I have to do. There is no time off I can take, but I can give myself a reasonable buffer of like a couple hours in the morning to knock out the bullshit that has to be done, and then the rest of the day I don't have to film. I don't have to do this. I can just work on music or not. But, you know, at least a couple hours a day is the goal. What do you think about the clap plugin standard? I think it's really, really cool. I'm excited to see what happens with it, and I think it's going to make development easier. So I'm excited to see what sort of comes out of that. And with it being an open source standard, I'm hoping that that expands the open source scene a bit more. I don't really have any news on it, unfortunately. It seems like it, but I think, you know, it's still an upcoming thing. I mean, some plugin manufacturers have already done clap format plugins, but I think it's going to be a big thing because of just, I don't know, the VST SDK has just been a fucking nightmare for the last couple of years, and I know developers have been bitching and bitching and bitching, and I think clap is finally a good alternative that allows developers to develop without the attached bullshit of the VST SDK and the VST license and whatever. So yeah, we will see. I'm excited for the future of it, though. Gonna take a break and you're streaming. Yeah. So like I said, that's the point of this break, is just to, you know, make some music for myself. Since making audio work your full-time gig, contemplated going back to a 9-to-5 job. I mean, if I ever went back to like a 9-to-5 job, it would be like, you know, being a groundskeeper or something. You know, landscaping, some shit like that. I'm definitely not cut out for like corporate life. I tried that. I failed at it. Not my thing. You know, there's a lot of pluses and minuses to making a creative field your full-time job. A lot of people say like, oh, it sucks the fun out of it. And it really doesn't. It just, I think we misinterpret the definition of the fun of it as the ability to walk away from it when you feel like it. You know, there are deadlines and there are shit and, you know, things you have to deal with and whatever, but, you know, I don't really regret it. it puts a lot more pressure on things, but I think it's made me a better songwriter, a better mixer, a better musician, a better sound engineer, a better sound designer, you know, like don't really have any regrets with it. And you know, YouTube as well, like it's a lot of work, there's a lot of bullshit. But you know, like if someone had a gun to my head, this is what I would rather be doing. You know, I would certainly rather do this and fuck it up than go back to like doing web dev bullshit. Because, you know, it's just not interesting. It's not a challenge. And I think it's nice that with what I do now, you know, there's so many different outlets for that creative energy. You know, I don't have to put it all into music. I could put it into a sample pack or like client work or making a video or, you know, editing or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, what made me stick with audio, I guess, to answer your question short and sweet, is just like fuck everything else. Play it one last time. I guess I could play it here. I do have to go to the bathroom, so maybe we'll do that. The rise and drop. Sure, we could take a quick look. The risers are some symbols I made, combined with like some pad layers and stuff that kind of swell. Good morning, Ollie. But I mean, the main rise and drop is just this. And I just put a big reverb on the crash there. Just very bright, airy symbols. And then, like in the beginning here, I basically play a big chord stack kind of at the end of this when it swells into that phrase. So really there, I'm creating a riser by just way of contrast. You know, before that, the notes are much more sparse, the chords are a bit more spaced apart, and then here it becomes this really dense kind of tone cluster, and that makes a riser, so to speak. Let's catch up on other questions. I think I caught up on that. Linguistics has a correlation with musicianship. Meh. I don't know. As like woke as it is, I think music is kind of a transcendent form of communication, so I don't know that there's really that much correlation between one enabling the other. I don't know. How good is Infinistrip? I mean, it's what I use to like mix everything. I think it's pretty good. I really like channel strips though. I really like that format, but you know, it's up to you. Does have a free trial though. I think it's a 30-day trial like all their other plugins. Should be a 30-day trial. I recommend it. I really like it. I think it's fast and easy, and it just makes me mix rather than sit there like fiddling with shit, because you know, Pro Q, Slice EQ, whatever, it's really easy to sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and da-da-da-da-da-da. But you know, it's like, it's an EQ with 4 bands and it's a compressor with a handful of controls. Make shit or don't. So I kind of like that it restricts you that way. Good progress for an hour and a half. Yeah, you know, that's the idea. Force myself to write, and more importantly, force myself to get shit done. Complete list of VSTs and VSTIs that I use currently. Not really. You know, I switch stuff all the time. I don't think it would be worth my own time and effort to make that list. I have a gear page on my website that has kind of like my favorites and like stuff I really usually go to, but like a comprehensive list would be insane. How do you like the TD3? Love the TD3 so far. It's been super, super fun. I wish it had MIDI control, like CC control, but not a big deal that it doesn't, you know, gets you more hands-on. Super fun, really cheap. It's kind of built like junk maybe, but you know, I got mine for free because of a shipping fuck up from Amazon, so I really have no room to complain on it. What game do you play currently? I've been playing 7 Days to Die lately. And Ready or Not, been playing a lot of those. And PlanetSide. Love PlanetSide. Release any Boards of Canada style synths video. I don't know, I'm kind of done doing like in the style of or how to do this, because, you know, I don't think the internet needs another fucking dude with a goatee teaching you how to make a kick drum. Like, there's plenty of those. I'm not interested in doing that. I do sound design all goddamn day. So frankly, I'm just not that interested in talking about it. You know, I've been there, I've done that. It's exhausting, and it's just not interesting to be like, you know, triangle waves with reverb. You know, I mean, I'll certainly have more tutorials on like sounds and stuff, but I really don't want to teach you to sound like somebody else, because that's pointless. And if other people want to teach you how to do that, then, you know, they can go do that. That's fine. Windows or Mac? Windows all the way here. You make fire beats. Yo, 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 yo. Thank you. Sound okay. I gotta update that on Windows then, so I can tell Decibel to shut the fuck up. Announcer's voice, 95. Yeah, you know, in another life I did that for a little bit, but not something I'm super passionate about or super interested in. Web dev to music. Yeah, all right. I think the dog needs let out. So with that, I'm going to let this play for everyone who missed it. I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then we'll wrap up final questions and stuff here. So I will be right back, because he's going to sit there screaming and crying. think that sounds pretty cool. So that's the track for everyone that missed it. Maybe we should end with like a... Yeah, I could like bridge that into the next track somehow. Okay, questions. Let's kind of rapid fire these because I am hungry. Do you think Linux will get better due to Clap? I hope so, because Linux does seem to get left out a lot, and I think Clap is going to change that. I hope Clap is going to change that. What did you do before you became a sound designer and producer? Worked in graphics and video, like motion graphics stuff, and web development, and then that was pretty much it. That was my last, like, real job. Other jobs from there were just, you know, pointless bullshit. I put the last 2 live stream offline. What happened? Copyrights. Can't put viewer track streams live after. The YouTube gods have spoken. Sequoia, what's your favorite VST? We're talking synths. Like the most used one is probably Kilohertz Phase Plant. Like just pragmatically, because it does so much. And I like the workflow in it. It's like stupid powerful. But yeah, probably Phase Plant or Dune 3 are definitely 2 of my favorites. Falcon for pretty much everything else. How did you go from no college education to building a portfolio good enough to collaborate with companies like Arturia and Labs? That's a big question. You know, I just kept working, I guess. One thing kind of leads to another. I think that's the thing, is just persistence, you know. Started small, did really small shitty gigs like everyone else. And eventually those small shitty gigs turned to bigger shitty gigs, and then the gigs got bigger and less shitty, you know. Like, I mean, like most projects, I did a lot of stuff, and a lot of it was not financially worth it. It was a huge waste of time. A lot of it went nowhere, and a lot of it got no recognition whatsoever. But, you know, I think to give Cymatics credit, one time on the Cymatics podcast, I think it was Steven? Is it Steve or Steven? I can't, whatever, not the point. Steve or Steven from Cymatics said ultimately music is a numbers game. I think Ben Jordan maybe put it a bit better in one of his videos. I can't remember which one it is offhand, but basically, like, if you what's the quote from Fight Club? On a long enough time scale, or on a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone drops to 0. So on a long enough timeline, the success rate for everyone is 100%. You know, success becomes inevitable if the only variable is time. However, how long that takes, nobody really knows. You know, and I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. Not everyone is going to succeed. You know, your chances of succeeding at this are slim to none, but so were mine. Does that make me special? No. Did I do anything particularly different? I don't think so. And anyone who tells you that they have a formula for success is probably just trying to sell you something. If you had to get rid of all your gear and plugins, keep 4 things. A piano of some kind. Probably the Iridium. That's kind of cheating, though, because the Iridium does everything. Man, maybe the Microcosm? I do love the Microcosm. Actually, I take that back. Not the Microcosm, the Empress Euro Bureau, just because it does more. And then, I don't know. I would have to, like, it would probably be between the Peak, the Micro Freak, and the Cobalt 8. Maybe just the Micro Freak. I really like that thing. Micro Freak is just fun. So is the Cobalt, so one of those 2, I guess. Is music God? I don't know. That's my insightful answer for that. Coming from Reaper to Ableton, any tips on that? Good luck. Ableton makes no fucking sense to me. I don't get it. Don't like it. Couldn't get my head around it. Do you use splice samples? Not really, but like I work as a sound designer, so a lot of my sounds are my own. A lot of my presets are my own, and then I use a lot of stuff from Music Radar. The free sample radar has like everything you need. I used to use Reddit drum kits too, but a lot of the stuff on there is like pirated, so was a bit sketchy. Yeah, Music Radar, Sample Radar. It's a huge, huge free resource. Highly, highly recommend it. And then whenever I do use a sample service, I just use Loop Cloud. I had Splice for a minute, but I didn't like it. I like Loop Cloud because it has that like editor thing in it. I did a video on it forever ago, but like you can drag loops in and it'll sync it to the DAW, but you can also like edit the loops in the loop preview browser. So yeah, I use Loop Cloud for that. And mostly Loop Cloud is for when I'm doing like client gigs of like ad work or something where it's like just a super fast turnaround and I just need like ethnic drum loop or airy, breathy female vocal, you know, just like stuff like that. But for pretty much everything else, it's just all my own stuff. Filter step and plan flow make their computer crash. I think some people have issues with audio mod. I mean, every plugin makes somebody's computer crash, so I don't know. A series on beginner sound design in general. I agree it would be helpful, but no one's going to watch that. I can tell you that right now. I've done that stuff in the past, and it was not worth my time to make. You know, like I do want to do some more videos on sound design, but I need to find a better way to make it work. Because sound design is just such a niche subject, and like the more everyone's like, advanced sound design, oh my god, teach advanced sound design. And like, I would love to, trust me. But the thing is, the people that know this kind of stuff and know of these advanced techniques don't need someone to teach it to them. So that way limits my audience. And, you know, with where I'm at, with what I do now, it's important that I do videos that do well. You know, that's just reality. It's unfortunate, but, you know, that's how it is. But I think that's, you know, that's the nice thing about, like, Discord and whatever, is maybe in the future I'll do some stuff on Discord, or maybe even some more live streams of just, let's just talk about basics. But I have a video planned that's more of a fundamental thing, and I think that should be cool. I don't know if I'll end up making it or not. I still got to write it, but yeah. I would like to do it, but I will say it's unlikely to be that. If I do a video like that, it will be different. But, you know, I've got stuff like that in mind. Doggo cam, please. Separate DAC. No, it's all just the AudioFuse Studio. Here. She's playing right now. Do you want to say hi? No. Okay. She's just running around. Am I alive? That's a pretty open-ended question. I think the only answer is maybe. What is time? I don't know. Let's see, other questions. Rapid fire, rapid fire. Picked up so much from watching your videos on sound design. Well, hey. Good. Glad to hear it. Let's see. Other questions, other questions, other questions. Callie, do you want to try and say hi? Would that be fun for you? What's the roller coaster on the Windows search bar? It's National Roller Coaster Day. If you hover over it, it's brought to you by Bing. I don't fucking know. It's probably a microtransaction somehow. Let's see. Any other questions? Because I am getting hungry. If you were on a tight budget and had to choose between good effects plugins or good synth plugins, what would be a good choice? Probably good effects. I don't know. A lot of synths do a lot of the same things. You know, especially like the analog, like it's a fucking saw wave with a filter on it. Doesn't sound that different from another saw wave with a fucking filter on it. You know, I think, yeah, a good multi-effect thing is going to be a lot more versatile. As long as you have like a decent synth to begin with. But, you know, I think obviously I'm a bit biased. I tend to be one to play with effects more than like the raw sounds, because you can do a lot of stuff with, you know, raw sounds. Did you ever get into Splash Music app? Nope, never heard of it. What's for dinner? I have lemon pepper chicken I made. I was gonna do a cooking stream one night just to fuck with people, but people would just get mad if I did that, so I'm probably not gonna do that. But I was gonna do a cooking stream. Basically, you pan-sear chicken breast. It's like a pan-sear steak in reverse. Pan-sear it, throw in chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of butter, lemon juice, just salt and pepper on the chicken. I do green onions and then some habaneros with it. Throw that in the pot, let it mellow out for a bit, put that in the oven at 325 for like 20 minutes. Boom, done. Take the chicken out, let it rest, boil the sauce down just because it makes a pan sauce by itself if you just simmer it out. And then I do some cilantro lime rice with black beans. It's a solid dinner, man. And it's really easy. Any interest in time signature modulation? Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of the stuff here is pretty polyrhythmic and whatever. I use a fair amount of like polyrhythms. You know, moving between time signatures is pretty hard to do. It's something I've done in like scoring gigs and whatever, but it's not something I do a lot in like this type of stuff, just because then people are like, that's weird. I'm not gonna put that in my mix. You can't do that. You know, because whether people want to recognize it or not, like, especially in stuff like this, there are rules and conventions you have to pay attention to, or else people go, I can't promote that. Your music sucks. You don't know what you're doing, because it is different. But yeah, you know, like in scoring stuff where I can be a bit more adventurous, time signature modulation's a lot of fun. Just to, you know, change moods and grooves or whatever. Especially like going from 4/4 to 6/8. That's just such a satisfying, you know, like quiet build, come back in 6/8. Always sounds so cool. Jamming with the Argon 8 lately. Yes. That's all I can say right now. BeatStars. Not really. I sold Beats a little while ago, you know, years and years ago. Not my thing. Say it's worth checking out Dune if you have Pigments, Falcon, and Vital. You know, you can if you want. I would say you should ask yourself what you actually feel like you're missing, and then see if you can solve that problem with what you have, and the answer is probably yes. I think probably 90% of the time the answer is not a new piece of gear. The answer is you need to just actually make some music. You know, it's and even if there are limitations, like, that's fine. You know, that's why I use hardware so much, is it's extremely limited and clunky and whatever, so it just makes me get shit done. Does skill matter? Yes, but not as much as people think it does. Catch an iridium flare. No idea what that is. How do I know when my music sounds professional? When you feel confident in it. I mean, you know, listen to some of the, like, the fucking garage rock or whatever from the 60s, 70s. Like, it sounds like shit. Black metal sounds, you know, like, but if you're confident in it, you are a professional. You, like, I don't know. I always get so ranty with questions, but, like, I think the important thing to understand is, as the artist, you define the standard. So, you know, like, we could sit here and nitpick my track to death. Like, oh, there's, you know, little cuts in the loop, or, oh, there's too much 4K or whatever. And that's all well and good, but the thing is once I release it, that is the perfect form of it, because I define what that is. And if I can put my confidence behind that and I believe in the product, that's professional. Professional isn't like like, there is no bar for what a professional mix is. And again, anyone who tells you otherwise is probably trying to sell you something, and it's probably a fucking masterclass or a fucking PDF. You know, it's just, there is no magic, like, oh, if you balance against pink noise, that's a professional mix. That's not what it is. A professional mix and a professional end result is something that you as the artist say, this is what I made. Enjoy it or don't. Fuck you. And that level of confidence, I think, is what it takes to be a professional. It's important to remember that you are the only one who defines that. There is no arbitrary, magical fucking number, and the longer you're chasing at, the longer it's going to take you to become a professional. Hey, Venus, awesome, chill, relaxing vacation. Hey, Katie Wings, thanks. Get ready to eat and do some gaming here. Gotta go to the gym first. Getting tired of the gym here, though. There's so many fucking people at this gym. It drives me crazy. But apparently you can go in, like, the quiet classroom, and there's weights in there, so I can, like, go in there and do stuff without people bothering me. Oh, and thank you, Walk the Plank. Thank you for that. I see the super chat, but I haven't read your message yet. If you were going somewhere for your holiday dream vacation, I don't know. I really want to go to, like, Montana or the Dakotas or something. I think that would be really cool. Maybe go back to Canada. Probably something like that. I don't know. I'd like to go back to the Green River. Arizona, you know, New Mexico. That was super cool. Sound design is why we love you, though. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be done doing sound design videos, but just, you know, I'm tired of doing, like, sick wub wub. Can you believe? Like, I don't know. It's fucking exhausting. Decent sampler instruments. Yes, more on the way. Haven't released them for a couple reasons that I'm not sure I'm at liberty to talk about, but I have more stuff planned. I'm actually working on the next one sort of in the background, but no news on it yet. The music you made for John Mayer's Feathered Flute is amazing. Thank you. I was super happy with that track. Yeah, John sent me that, and I was like, okay, I can fuck with this. I really love how that track turned out. I need to release that track. I put it up on my Audius and whatever, but I haven't, like, made it public. I need to just drop that. I fucking love that track. Glad you liked it. I was really, really happy with how that one turned out. How did you learn the stuff you teach? I fucked up a lot, and I got more and more okay with fucking up until fucking up became harder to do. Yeah, you know, read the manual, honestly. Like, a lot of the stuff you want to know how to do with something is probably in the manual. And, you know, like a Seamless R, Sadowik, you know, probably a lot of the same routes a lot of you go to learn stuff. And, you know, just experience and practice. I sucked at stuff for a long time. I still suck at a number of things, but I think as long as you're aware of, like, where you're lacking, or you're aware of, like, things you could try or things you could expand into, that's what's going to make you better. I actually have a video I'm working on about not necessarily, like, how I learned everything I learned, but just how to get better at music. Like, just I don't know, a better approach, and I think a better mindset about what improvement means and what metrics define better. So, make a kit for my dog's toys and barks. I'm thinking about it someday. What video subjects are doing well? You know, I don't know lately. The YouTube algorithm's been pretty fucky, to be real. So I'm trying to stay aware of it and the stuff that's done well, but I feel like the stuff that's done the best, kind of like I said in my video about starting this music vacation, is the stuff that's just been a bit more honest of, like, what I want to talk about. And I think it does better because it just comes through as more transparent and more real. Because, again, like, I could sit here all day and teach you drums or bass or some other sound design, but, like, I don't know, like, it's tiring after a while. Like, it's a fucking pad. Slow the attack and add some reverb. It's not that hard. So, you know, I think that's the stuff that does well, is the stuff where my head and my heart are really in it, and that's where I want to aim. And, you know, even if it doesn't do well, then whatever, because I think YouTube is shifting to shorts, and that's just not a format I'm designed for. But, yeah, I think the stuff that does really well is just sensationalism and honesty. The real truth. Are music producers frauds? Or are YouTubers frauds? Is this plugin bad? Can you believe? This one chord changes everything. But I understand why that works, and I know that I need to get better at clickbait if I'm going to survive. It's just, I don't know, I think it's a matter of learning to define where the line is. But, you know, I mean, it's the same content that's always done well, sensationalist fucking garbage. But there's great sensational videos, and I think it's, you know, Veritasium did a good video on like legit bait. So I think those are the best videos on this platform. And yeah, you know, I think YouTube, just the meta has changed a bit as to what a YouTube video is, and I want to challenge myself to get better at that and get better at like my vision for the channel and what I envision a Venus Theory video to be, because I think the stuff that does best is the stuff that that creator is good at. So I need to lean more into that while learning how to capitalize on it and getting better at monetizing it, because it's just a never-ending machine. The more I do YouTube, the less time I have to do stuff. You know, I've already talked about all this at length, but you know, it's just an exponential climb, so I need to get better at it. Old live stream, Wicked Fast Way, Glitch Drums. Which VSTs did I use? I have no idea. Replicant, Automaton, Infiltrator, Devious Machines Infiltrator fucking rules. Those are some of my favorites for glitchy drums. I did a video about drum design recently, too. If not the TR-8S, what would you recommend? I was going to get the Electron Syntact or the Electron Analog Rhythm Mark II. Those were the other two kind of on my list. Are you wearing socks? Yes. When will I come to the dark side of Eurorack? I'm already kind of halfway there, but you know, not too high on my list. Would rather get stuff done than spend more money on shit I don't need. TR-8S or new MPC? Don't know. Never used an MPC. I think Av McCree used the TR-8, though, and the MPC. He might have some thoughts. Favorite synth right now? You know, right now I've really been all about the Behringer TD3. I love that thing. And the Malevolent, honestly. These two are super, super fun. Polybrute, of course, is fucking incredible. The Polybrute, like, blows my mind every time I play with it. If I had to pick just one, though, Iridium, because it does everything. Let's see, comments about the cooking stream. I should do a cooking stream just to fuck with people. Oh, man, there's so many questions. This is what I'm afraid of every time I stream. I want to answer everyone's questions, but oh my god. I didn't expect this many people to tune in. It's my own fault. Any tips for someone who doesn't have an ear for mixing yet? Pink noise balancing is super helpful, and there's a book called Mixing Handbook, or Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio by Mike Sr. It's pretty cheap on Amazon. I'm pretty sure you could probably find a PDF of it online if you Google enough. Highly recommend that. It's a great way to learn what mixing is actually about from someone who is like one of the most experienced producers out there who's also a good teacher. Yeah, Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio. Highly recommend reading that. Great way to learn. Filling out empty space on a mix. Look at a spectral analyzer and ask yourself what could sit there. You know, if you're missing some like 3 to 5K or something, I find that's something I'm missing a lot. To me, that's like a bright pad or like some airy backgroundy stuff, or just like add some reverb to like cymbals or something that would fill that out. Yeah, spectral analyzer, probably the way to go. That's usually how I assess like where, you know, when I listen to something and go, oh, this feels empty, that's kind of the first thing I look at is where is it empty at and what can I make to fill that out. Okay, trying to catch up here. Sorry it takes so long to answer questions. It just like takes forever. There's always like a million of them. Microtonic does what my other things don't do. Yeah, Microtonic kicks ass. Definitely get that. Walk the plank, no message, but hey, thank you again for the super chat. Modal Sculpt SE. I haven't tried it. I've been thinking about playing with it, but haven't messed with it. Do you care about workflow, controller interfaces, etc.? Yeah, that's kind of a video I'm actually looking to do, is talking about like a hybrid workflow like this, of just how I work this way and why. I've actually got a mixer on my desk now. That's what this is underneath all this. This is a Icon QCon Pro X mixer, which is pretty dope. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really important. I think workflow is more important than gear. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but like even if your gear sucks, as long as it's efficient to use, I think that's a lot. I don't know. That's a lot more conducive to making music than having gear that's expensive or powerful. Prodactyl USA. Found your channel recently. Learned so much. Love to drink coffee and watch your videos. Thanks so much. Well, hey. Cheers. Where am I based out of? Based outside of Nashville. Thanks for Foghorn. Glad you enjoyed it. Loved Foghorn. That was a super fun project. This is how you take a break. Yeah, this, like I said, this was the point of the break, was to make some of my own music. Any tips for future garage chords? Add a lot of reverb and then add another reverb on top of it. That's probably about it, you know. Take a piano loop and Paul stretch it. There's your chords. Virtual Riot Atmosphere Pack, I think, is another good pad pack for future garagey stuff. You know, just minor chords and 9 chords. Minor chords and 9 chords are great for future garage. Do I have advice or video on how to publish music that will remain published or not go away when a subscription expires? I don't have a video on that. I'm not really sure that's something I'd make a video about. I think the only thing I know of, I think Symphonic Distribution does that, where it's up forever. And DistroKid, I know, offers a legacy or leave a legacy option. It costs extra. I don't really know anything beyond that. Richard Harmon, thank you for the super chat. Has a good staycation. Thank you. That's the plan. Oh, the Reaper blog is here. Holy shit. What up, Reaper blog? Does traveling impact your inspiration? Different culture, places reflect your music. Yeah, totally. Christian Henson talked about that in a video, or several videos, really. Interesting people make interesting music. You know, just like going to a shithole bar and like having a conversation with somebody is always fascinating. You know, overhearing people talk about mundane shit in the grocery store is interesting. But yeah, you know, I think locations for me are probably a bigger thing. That's why I like going hiking and stuff so much, is, you know, kind of like I talked about at the beginning of this video, like when my wife was talking this morning and we were looking at the woods behind the house and whatever. There's something about just like a landscape or a place, or just, you know, and even like an urban location, like going downtown in Nashville or something and going like the grungy or seedier sides of Nashville. I don't know, there's something about that that's just, it just gives you such a mood, and I think it's just that visual cue, which why I think for me is why games and film and stuff are such a source of inspiration, especially like heavily stylized games or movies or whatever. I think, yeah, it just gives you a mood, and your job is to reflect that, you know? Oh boy. Yeah, it is sad that YouTube has become this kind of clickbait hell, but you know, Veritasium said it best. If you can't deny the giraffe for having a longer neck, can you deny the YouTuber for the red arrow in their thumbnail? I don't like it, but it's fair. And it makes sense. You know, that's YouTube's job. Engaging content, and content that engages either enrages you or whatever, you know. So I think, yeah, it's just about learning to be better at legit bait. Because, yeah, and I think that's the thing, is like good content for sure ultimately rises to the top. Nathan mentioned that. Yeah, like, you know, you can have a clickbaity title, but if your video sucks, everyone's going to fucking leave. So if you have a good title and a good thumbnail that's representative of the content of the video, but perhaps maybe exploits the curiosity gap or whatever to some degree, I think that's fair, you know. John Galarza EC, hey dude, you're the best. Thank you. The Reaper blog, is being famous on YouTube even one of your goals? Abso-fucking-lutely not. It's a joke that's gone way too goddamn far. Callie, you can't sit here and cry at me for attention and then not let me pick you up. Do you see? See how that's self-defeating? You cry, but I try and love you, and then you run away. That's the attention you're trying to get, remember? Is it brother's turn to have the brain cell? I swear these two dogs just pass one fucking brain cell back and forth. Come here. Okay. Sit there and cry then. Yeah, I mean, at this point, like, I certainly want to grow my channel. Like, you know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't, but I don't know, my goal is not to be like a YouTuber. I don't think I ever will be. I think the YouTubers are already defined, and I don't know, I don't see much of a point in doing that. I don't see how that's like sustainable, and I don't think that's something I'm really interested in. Like, I'm interested in making content, and like I enjoy making videos, but you know, I don't want to be that like Casey Neistat sort of thing. That's way too much, and that's way too public for me. But I'm already at this weird point where, like, you know, like I'm a very small channel for sure, but like, you know, I found enough success, especially in this niche of like music tube, where like people at least know of me, and that's weird. So I think if, you know, famous was a thing, not to be conceited, but like, I don't know how to say it, but like I feel like I hit that point already. Like I did that, you know, I became a synthfluencer or whatever. So I don't know, like I want to grow my channel, but it's more just a curiosity of like how far can I take it. But it's not like I don't care if it gets any bigger or not. Like I'm not, you know, I need 1 million subscribers. Like if I hit 200K, cool, that'd be great. If I don't, but I'm able to sustain where I'm at, that's equally fine. You know, I talked about that on the Sound Iron podcast, as I think like the goalpost changes, but eventually goalposts just become like a nice to have rather than like a need. But yeah, YouTube sort of spiraled for me, and I still don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. I've gotten better at it, and you know, I did take like a solid month to do YouTube full time, and that taught me a lot. But I think it also taught me that like being a YouTuber is not my fucking jam. And you know, getting to where I'm at now, seeing kind of the other side of things of like when you are a bigger-ish synth tube person, just dealing with all the stuff that comes with that and dealing with all the strings that are attached to everything is just fucking exhausting. So not a ride I want to be on. So, you know, I want to take it farther, but I want to do it my way. Again, not that this is particularly unique or insightful, but yeah. Were you able to purchase your equipment software outright, monthly payments, sponsors, affiliate marketing? Yeah, I don't know, it's a pretty equal mix of stuff I bought, stuff I've had. You know, some of this is stuff I've had for fucking years, like before YouTube was even a thing. Yeah, I mean, I do get a good amount of gear sent to me now. Just, you know, hey, have this. Make a video if you like it. But yeah, there's never really an obligation to that. Some stuff, maybe only 2 or 3 things I've actually financed. I'm pretty against taking out a loan for gear. The only time I've really done that was when it is something I need, and it's something I could buy outright if I needed to, but I would prefer to just pay it off over like 2 or 3 months. Yeah. And then, yeah, just, especially after a certain point, just gear shows up at my P.O. box like all the time. So most of it gets sent back. most of it's not good, or just, I don't know. It's annoying. Like, I don't want to just be the other YouTuber that gets you to just buy shit you don't need. That's pointless. It's not going to help you make anything. Let's see. Is it tiring? Answer these questions. You want to go to the gym and eat? Yeah, you know, being real, it is tiring, but I feel like I have a duty to do that. You know, if you guys are spending the time with me, I should take the time to answer your questions. It's no sweat off my balls, you know. It's tiring, but it comes with the territory, you know. Bob Bolden, no question, just saying hi. Hello. What's your favorite question? How do you make a respace? I got asked that so many times early on in this channel. Do you have a podcast? I do not. I've been thinking about starting one, but, you know, the last thing I need is one more fucking project. Cooking stream and recording kitchen samples. That's not a bad idea. Private lessons, you might in the future. Yeah, I don't know. Private lessons are pretty unlikely. It's just insanely hard to manage that right now. Tips on choosing a BPM. I always like kind of start with like a melody or chord or just like a groove first and just kind of, I don't know. I just feel it out. It's hard to describe. Like I'll play a melody, might speed it up, might slow it down, play some chords, speed it up, slow it down, and just try and find the point where it's like, okay, that's, you know, that's the pocket. That's where this lives, and then kind of build off that. Joseph Campus, hi from down under. Howdy. Just go eat dinner. Yeah, I think I'm gonna speed run some stuff. Tips to get better at mixing. Already answered that. Mixing Secrets for the Small Studio by Mike Sr. Single instrument orchestra VST. Not really. I really like the new UVI augmented orchestra though. The presets in that fucking rule. That's like one of my favorite ones. But like a straight up like orchestra, I don't know. I don't use a lot of that myself. Drum Monkey. Oh man. Dex, hope you were able to get your money back or something. Fuck Drum Monkey. Holy shit. I need to make my MIDI pack video. I've been putting that off for way too long. I need to make that video. Why don't you enter the Bridgerton Spitfire audio competition? I don't need prizes. I have more gear than I could ever need in my life. I don't need to, you know, do that. I'm not gonna win. I don't care. Not interested. You know, someone else who needs that stuff more than me can go do that. And I'm not gonna win it anyway. So, you know, not my thing. Wouldn't bother. OP1 still worth its price. I have no idea. I've never used one. They look super fun, but do you actually meditate? Not as much anymore. You know, I kind of feel like making music is like my form of meditation. It just puts me in kind of a different headspace. Or like listening to an album or something, but I don't know, I'm not like, you know, Zen guru meditation. You know, meditation for me is like working on the yard. Something. I think it's an important thing to do. You know, I've been trying to do like gratitude journals or whatever, but I don't get it, don't care. But I think it's something to be, you know, cognizant of. Just like having a meditative practice and a way to have a moment to like think about the bigger picture of things. Music influences growing up. Buckethead, Soundgarden, Triphonic. Love Defeater. Defeater's badass. Lamb of God, Meshuggah. Bunch of weird like ambient mixes on YouTube. I don't even know what those artists were. There was just kind of a weird phase of YouTube of like chill Egyptian music, and it was just like 4 hours of weird beats with like fucking sitars in it or something. Yeah, animals as leaders, I guess. Otto Totland, love Otto Totland. Deaf Center, love Deaf Center. Yeah, those would probably be some of the big ones when I was like younger. The urge to sell a lot of your gear and go super bare bones. Yeah, I mean, a lot of my gear just gets packed away. You know, gear doesn't help you make music. Making music does. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of just pull out what I need, but I don't have it all hooked up and set up because that would just be fucking exhausting. And I think it's just nice to rotate things out every once in a while, but, you know, I do wish I could get rid of some stuff, but it's one of those things of, like, I know I'll regret it when I do. I've gotten rid of all the stuff I don't actually, like, functionally need. So everything I have here serves a purpose, and I think that's the point. It's minimalism within sensible boundaries, you know, like defining a purpose and a function for a piece of gear, and if I can't, to Facebook or Reverb it goes. Yeah, full YouTuber would require drama with other channels. No, totally. And I don't know. I just like, I don't know. You know, I'm not going to speak on that. It's not worth it. Have a word with Piano Book. All they're available for decent sampler. You can message most of the developers. A lot of them are really open to collaborations. So, you know, I think a lot of people are open to converting their stuff to decent sampler if someone helps them do it. Becoming famous, every intro will be, hey, it's Grumpy Mustache Man. High fives the screen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's just not for me. Oh, Mr. B. Dude, what up? It's been a minute. Channel's a 30-year size and I'm constantly exhausted. Exactly. That's the thing, is just like, holy fucking shit. It just never ends and it just gets exponentially worse. You seem like you have a higher IQ than me. Well, thanks, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably more of a fucking brainlet than you might think. Hydrosynth perfect except for the effects. I don't know. I liked it. I still want to get one. I'm still thinking about getting the desktop version. But I always talk myself out of it because it's like, I have an Iridium. I don't fucking need anything else. But I feel like every time I do that, I always buy something new anyway. Still streaming. Yeah, trying to catch up on questions before dinner. Bought the Torso. Bit expensive, but dig it. Yeah, Torso's fun as fuck. Bought a piece of gear old in the background. Well, hey, my channel continues to be bad for the wallet. Tradition goes on. Love the stream. Yeah, I think it's time. All right, any other super fast questions? Why don't you talk much about ass? That's my other channel, Venus After Dark. 3-level stand for small synths. I'm going to buy one myself. It's the A-frame stand from OnStage, I want to say. That seemed pretty cheap. Leg day at the gym? Yeah, today's leg day, actually. How has the YouTube experience changed from having a smaller audience? That's a huge question. I think the most unfortunate thing about it is I feel disconnected from my audience, which I really want to change, but I guess that's just inevitable after some point. I think the best thing about it is it's enabled so many opportunities for me to like do things for and with my audience, and that's really cool. But yeah, I mean, eventually it does become a job and it does become a business, and you know, it's not bad. It's like music for me. I mean, music and sound and stuff is my job now. Same thing. It used to be very intimate and whatever, but you know, eventually it becomes a brand and becomes a business, and you have to treat it like one. And that, I don't know, kind of sucks. But again, it beats the fuck out of what I was doing before. Is it hard to adjust? Yes, there's a lot to that, but that's well beyond what we can talk about here. All right, I think I'm going to have to skip ahead here a little bit. I'm sorry, but I think we're finally about caught up. If you make over 100K a year, would starting YouTube be dumb? It's a lot more work than you think it is, and if your goal is to have a successful YouTube channel where like it gives back monetarily and in other ways, yes, it's a huge fucking time suck, and you're not going to be making 100K a year anymore. You're going to have to walk away from that job to put in an endless fucking grind to grow the channel to a point where you see any real actual return. So, you know, my advice is if you want to start a YouTube channel, don't. Especially anymore. The algorithm is fucking terrible. YouTube is fucking terrible. But, you know, I feel very fortunate that I got where I am to where I'm able to continue doing it. If I had to start today, I don't think I would. Other than just as a pure hobby. And, yeah, you can't expect anything more of it than that. But I guess that's true of, like, any creative thing, you know. But yeah, if you're living pretty comfortably like that, I would not put my eggs in that basket personally. Torso or noodler? I don't know. Those are two very different things. Have to have a very high IQ to understand Venus theory. Yeah, this is some big brain shit here. I'm the Rick and Morty of music tube. High IQs only. Oh, AAS, Applied Acoustic Systems. Whoops. Misspelling there. Why don't I talk about them much? I don't know. I mean, I just haven't had anything come up where I needed to talk about their stuff, I guess. Not that I don't like it. I mean, just, I don't know. It hasn't been anything I've done on the channel lately that's like required it or whatever. I don't know. I still use their stuff, but just like haven't talked. It's like the Iridium. You know, I bought the Iridium. I have no plans to make a video on it because it's something I just enjoy. And I don't want to make that into a video. I just want to have it and do stuff with it, and that's okay. Proper tutorial on Mishby Blag dumpster fire plugins from Freak Show. I don't know. Maybe, but... What's your favorite dirty compressor? I really like the PSP FET presser. Yeah, it's a mean fucking compressor. And it's built into Infinistrip. And it sounds more or less the same. Yeah, a good 1176 is a hell of a compressor to have. And then Sound Toys Devil Lock is probably one of the better ones I've heard too. I don't have that one, but that one's pretty cool. Okay, I think we're done. Any plans on making your own plugin? I had plans, but I'm thinking of kind of canceling them, honestly. I feel like that's one of those, like, I've wanted to write a, like, not a book, but like I've wanted to write something forever on just kind of like a creative guide on learning to tell yourself to go fuck yourself, you know, like a this sort of thing, just here's some thoughts. But I don't know, I feel like that just establishes the wrong precedent for who I am and what I do, and I feel like especially being a YouTuber, it removes the option, because that's the thing, like, whether I like it or not, I am a YouTuber now. At least, you know, I'm part of what I do is being a YouTuber. And I feel like that's a threshold of once you cross it of like, oh my god, Venus Theory released a plugin and it's bad. Oh my god, Venus Theory's selling a class and it's bad. Aggressive T-pose, you know. So, I don't know, like, I have ideas for plugins I want to see, and I have talked to a couple companies about doing them, and companies that I think that would do them well, but I'm not pushing it. I don't know, I don't think that's something I want to get involved in, because it's just going to bite me in the ass in some way, and that's just more bullshit than I want to deal with, you know? So, okay, yeah. On the mic, and I set this up in like 2 seconds. It's vacation. It's not a pro stream. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, so it is dinner time and gym time. That's the stream. It'll be reposted if you want to watch it and check everything else out. Pretty happy with how that track turned out. On to the next one. Have a good, I don't know, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was fun for everybody. And, yeah, I'll see you later, alligators. Bye.